Thanksgiving, it started right here in Plymouth, Massachusetts. So today we're going to give you some antiques that have just as much history as those olden times. Christian Lund from Fancy That Antiques in Wilbraham. You're going to tell us a little bit more about them. So these are antiques, probably not from the first Thanksgiving, but from a few after that.
Yeah, probably a couple hundred years after the first Thanksgiving, but yeah, so what I brought today here, Seth, is a couple antiques that are very rare. Thanksgiving-related antiques are just rare, period, just because they usually didn't survive, and not so many were made. But what I brought here is two serving pieces. One here is a gravy ladle made by the Gorham Company in England, so you could slop all that gravy all over the turkey fancifully. And then we've got a fish server here for the people that don't eat turkey exclusively, like the French and actually Scandinavians. They actually have their own Thanksgivings where it's just not an American tradition. They celebrated a harvest. So
really?
This is a sterling silver French server right here.
Now, sterling silver, if people are at yard sales or they're looking, how do you know if something's the real deal silver?
Well, like this French piece right here, it's not marked 925. It actually has a little head of a lion, and you'd have to tell with some acid. But usually it's marked sterling or 925, and that means it's solid sterling silver, and that's very desirable. These things are hard to find, especially antique silver, which I'm always seeking after. It's hard to find those antique serving pieces because they just didn't survive.
Oh, exactly. But 925 is a number, so if people are ever at a yard sale, an antique sale, that's what you want to key in on.
925, yeah, grab it, snap it up.
Now, what's going on over here? What are these pieces?
Okay, so these are pieces that were made in Staffordshire, England from about 1840 to 1860. We've got a serving platter here. They call all of these pieces right here mulberry ware.
Mulberry ware.
Hence the the purple hue. The purple and kind of bluish hue. So we've got a turkey platter here. We've got a coffee cup or tea cup right there. They made these pieces. This is a tureen, so you'd put stuffing or whatever. We've got a picture. They made these pieces to actually replicate what the Chinese were doing. So they put these cool patterns on, they rolled them on, and they baked them. And they were made for the American market to actually export here. So these pieces were actually an option to porcelain. This is made out of ironstone. It's a different method, and it's kind of a cheaper method, but it's more durable. So they actually found these in a couple archaeological digs in Wilbraham, an old dump, and these pieces were turning up. So these are finite, not too many survived.
And they survived a dump, though, so they'll go forever.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, antique napkin rings, too, I imagine?
Yeah, so those are actually, they made them in sterling and silver plate. Those are two silver-plated pieces. Yeah, to decorate your table, put the napkin in there. Some people still use them. I think they're great when they are used. And some of them, actually, this one right here is actually monogrammed with the family's initials.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have them in Grandma's attic. Why not bring a couple down and use them and utilize them in your Thanksgiving meal?
Yeah, and even if you don't use them, you can stick some flowers in the water pitcher or whatever it is. It's just a nice decor piece.
Now, you wouldn't want to put these on your Thanksgiving table, but these are Thanksgiving postcards.
Yeah, these are cool because some of these are actually postmarked, and you've got a 1-cent stamp. So that was back in the turn of the century. A couple of these are marked 1908.
I was going to say, if we flip a couple of these around, this is gorgeous too. Check this out right down here.
The Germans knew what they were doing. Most of these are German postcards because they're ahead of the game in the printing press. They developed a way to make postcards where the color is just fantastic. And the lithography was just
This is
killer.
something for that time.
Yeah, so these are over 100 years old. They were used, and there's a big collector market out for these things. These are about $100 a piece, believe it or not.
I shouldn't have touched them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep your fingers
Well, then
off
let's
my
move
stuff.
past it. Tell me I feel bad. I don't want to have to pay you any money before you leave. What do we have over here?
So these are actually two bookends. People use these for decorating the Thanksgiving table or just putting in the living room or the dining room. So to help celebrate the early settlers and what happened, the whole backing of Thanksgiving.
That's true.
Antique bronze.
It's a pleasure having you here. These are some really cool items. I can't believe these postcards are $100 a whack.
Yeah,
Isn't that
1908.
Nice
Thanks,
chatting with you. Now, people have antiques, and that's great, but a lot of people